Alright, who wants to watch me mess this up? Okay. This is a picture that I made yesterday. And like a big fat dummy, I did not save any clay from it to make a handle. So, I pulled this out of my waste bucket and left it out overnight, hoping it would be dry enough today to make a handle out of, and as you can see, it's clearly not. It's very much mush still. So I've had it sitting out in front of the fan and been hoping it would dry some more on the plaster, and that's not happening. So, my next plan, I gotta get my boobs out of the shot. Sorry about that. My next plan is to trim it, and I'm thinking I'm going to alter it by cutting part of the backside out. I don't know if that's going to work or not. We'll see. Let's everybody cross our fingers and be hopeful. But first I gotta trim the bottom, which on a picture I don't plan on doing a foot. I think I'm just going to do a flat bottom so it won't take much. All that messy clay all in my hands from that stupid thing. Okay. So, wired it off yesterday. We're going to flip it. Ah, it's not coming off. Cool. Cool. Now with it. Let me move this so I don't keep getting the food in the shot. Ah! That's not okay. Let's see if that's better. I did wire this off, didn't I? Oh, goodness. I thought I did. I have to watch the video again because I don't know. Ah, I did. Oh. Well, I'm going to have to clean that up now. Okay. How bad is it? Nice big fat wire line on it. Alright, on this one, I'm going to clean this up first. Okay. And again, we're going to put this down. Now, I'm not really going to be able to get a seal because I've created this lip, this spout. So, and it's big and heavy too, so it may take more off the bottom than I planned. I don't know how I'm going to center it, but I guess we'll just go with it and see. Too bad. Okay. I'm going to hope that the heft of it holds it down. Why do you girls keep coming in here? I don't have any treats for you. Nosy. Nosy business? Okay, I think for this, I'm either gonna use this guy or this guy. Maybe both. I do want to pull some of the weight off the bottom. It's kind of heavy. know that I'm really going to talk through this one because I'm trying to concentrate. whatever. It's for me anyway. Ugh. Come on, guy. Okay. Should we do this thing? I need to get an X-Acto blade because I don't have one. And I sure do think it would come in handy. Add to my list. Alright. As I do with everything, I will be eyeballing this. I think I'll come down to here. Looks good to me. Okay. No going back now. Wonder if I can make a handle out of that. I don't know if it's big enough. Pretty thick walls. This is only the second picture I've ever made. So that's what's going on there. And I haven't altered a lot of pieces either, so I think I want it to be more of a like that. Less of a pointy situation. Pretty close. Pretty freaking close, man. Excuse me. I do the same thing if I'm hanging pictures or whatever. I just eyeball things. I don't measure and try to get it all perfect. That's just not who I am. I wonder how many of you think I'm a freaking weirdo because of the way I talk. This is how I talk to myself in my head and sometimes out loud, and that's just how I'm talking to you, as if you were just in my head, not real people out there going to hear me. But you are. You're going to hear me. And that's crazy to me. The few of you that follow get to hear my crazy self-talk, I guess, my weird voices and things that normally I only hear myself in my head. I don't even think I do some of this stuff in front of my husband. I don't know, maybe I do. He knows I'm nuts. He accepts it. No fighting! Okay. That looks pretty cool to me. I'm okay with it. I just need, oops, dug my fingernail in. I just need to put a handle here now. So, how do I turn all of this into a handle? This is how. Luckily, it's still soft enough. I'm gonna wad it all up. Fold it over, and twist it, and roll it out. Let's see if I can't come up with something cool. I may even do a little bit of pulling on it. We have the start of a handle. Now let's get the finish of a handle. Now, typically, there's shavings in there. Typically, when you're out adding a handle to something, you want, it's pretty heavy, you want the handle and the piece itself to be fairly consistent in their moisture levels, so that they dry together as evenly as possible to prevent cracking. Now, I don't know how that's going to work today if I pull this handle, because then it's going to be more wet than the pitcher, but it will also dry faster, so let's see what happens. And I know that this looks vulgar, so don't come at me in the comments about it. This is how you do it, I swear. I would love to get an extruder and do handles that way. It would be much easier for me. But that is one of those down the road tools, because they are spendy. I want this to be kind of fat, kind of wide, because it's a big heavy pitcher and it's going to have to stand up to the weight. What do we think about that? A little bit longer, I think. Okay. That's probably pretty good. That big fat tip and that big fat tip are going to come off. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here at least for a few minutes to try to set up a little bit, and then I'll come back and attach it. Okay, so I put a hairdryer on it for a few minutes to see if I could get it to dry faster. And now I just have to figure out exactly what angle and how much to cut off, and a lot of times it's just a guessing game that I like to play. That looks pretty good, I think. Huh? What do you guys think? I wish you could give me your opinion, but you can't, so I think I'm just going to go with that. So I'm going to mark on here where I want it to be. And then set it aside. This is where I take this groovy little tool that has little prongs on it. And I'm going to score where the handle is going to attach. Now, you may have a lot of people will tell you a lot of different things about how to attach handles, whether you should use slip, whether you should use magic water, whether you should use plain water, whether you should use vinegar. And I can tell you that I've not used magic water, but I have done all of the rest. And I don't typically have an issue with my handles. And the few times that I have, it's been because of timing. It's been because I waited too long and the piece was too dry or the handle was too dry. Ultimately, it was always my own doing, and it was more about the consistency of the clay than it was about the method that I used, the method that I used to attach. So I will tell you that today, I'm just going to take this little brush here and I'm going to dip it in the water I've been using and wet the clay. This clay is still fairly soft, so I think that that's going to be enough. Some people get crazy with, they do this and add slip. I don't know. I'm not extra like that. So then I'm going to take this tool. I feel like that should be, a little straighter right here. All things you just notice as you go along. So then I'm going to take and same thing, score. I try to go the opposite direction when I can, when I think about it. And same thing, I'm going to take the water and just wet it down. Kind of creates its own slippiness, right? And then I'm going to mush it in there with support on the other side. And because the clay on both is still fairly soft, it's not giving me any issue. I can just I typically take the end of a paintbrush or something and I kind of roll it and press gently to mash them together. And I try to do that all the way around. If my pieces are not dry enough or not moist enough, then I may have to get a coiled piece of clay and put it around and blend it in to make it mesh together as one piece. I'm not having to do that here. I think my clays are at a good consistency. And there's the top connected. It's not perfect. I see one side shorter than the other. I don't care. It's handmade. What do you want? Okay. I'm going to press that on the other side. I'm going to push this forward because I like the bulk of my handle to be up here. Again, same thing. You can see that's off. This side's longer than that side, but I don't care. I'm going to try to mush it and blend it and make it as seamless and straight as possible. But, you know, if it's a little bit wonky, then it's a little bit wonky. I did it with my two hands. What do you want from me? Huh? Okay. And then we just smooth things out. Get in the tight little crevices with a brush. Smooth with my fingers sometimes. I wish it was maybe a little bit bigger of a handle, but like I said, my fault. Just slapped the big old honking piece of clay on and started throwing, and I didn't think about saving a piece for a handle. What are you going to do? I'm going to do what I'm doing right now and improvise and make it work. That's what. What are we, fancy pants here? What are we, commercial makers? No, we are not. We are just simple hobby potters here. Okay, that looks pretty good. I would love to set it upside down so that gravity could help that handle stay heavier on the top side, but I can't do that because of the way that I altered the top. It's not going to support the weight of everything. It'll crush and mush and it'll make a mess. So this one's going to need extra time to dry because it's going to have to spend its entire time drying on its bottom, and I may have to take a sponge or something to put in here to hold the shape. I don't know, maybe not. It's not super saggy and it's not super heavy. It might be good just like that. You know, I love a fancy, pretty handle. I'm just not there with making them yet. And for me, as long as it holds the weight of the pitcher and looks fairly decent, I'm going to be okay. That fits my whole hand. So, we're going to have shrinkage. Don't forget shrinkage, but I think it'll be okay. The last time I made a pitcher, I had really high expectations and it came out like this tall. It's a little bitty baby pitcher. Still use it. It's in my kitchen. I use it to water plants. So there we go. It's a finished pitcher and it's going to go dry on the shelf now. Bye.